Daddy race.
Good morning,
there we go,
everybody. Welcome to the CVR World Cup League Spring Season C race. We have up side by side right now, 30 seconds to go for the men's pin moving to the left, and on the right is the ladies that will roll out in 2 minutes. Ladies that will roll out in 2 minutes.
So I don't get clobbered.
Just getting started. I'm here with you. I'm Casey Shum. Going to be your host for today. So stay tuned. We'll be watching chat and trying to give you all the play-by-play that we can for the race. The pin here in just a couple of seconds. And here they go. We'll see if we can grab one of these guys and get a good stream of them. We've got him for a minute looking back over his shoulder. He is going hard off the front.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna be able to
starting
make it. Thought I could change my tires
good
soon enough.
and strong. And,
That's all right. The
strong.
way I ride today, you'll be able to catch me.
Trying to green up here.
Hey, get your fingers out of there, because I'll pinch them and it'll hurt.
Oh man.
They'll go to the hospital.
Here we go. We've got Akibe off the front in the race. Things are just getting started. Looks like the ODZ crew is going to pull them back pretty easily here. Some of the contenders in here today: McQuaid, Akibe, Ortiz, Wagner. Wagner will not be racing today. We'll catch up on the status of Justin here in a few minutes. Will not be joining us today. Ladies, roll out here in just a minute. Roll out here in just a minute. We'll be giving you a little bit of some of these live views as we go throughout the day today. So here we've got a nice live view here on the left. This is the, and you can go over here and check out riders live from there. Ladies just getting ready to roll out, so we'll zoom in on them for a minute while they get rolling out of the pen. And we
Nice, Batman.
just a second. Men's group is sticking together for now, and here we are jumping in with Claudia Baring, and Claudia looks like Reese, Grobler, Cashmore, Liz are going to be our racers for today. So looks like we've got 3 Team Fearless in here in the yellow jerseys, 1 ODZ with Terry Cashmore. Claudia Baring is a draft rider wearing the National Champs jersey, and M still appears to be the odd one out without team affiliation that I'm seeing here. So this stuff yourself, check it out live. We've got this on the left here is a sample of what we've got over at CycleView available for you. I am watching chat over at Mixer, CycleView, and Facebook. If you guys have any questions, shoot them out to me. You can go over to cycleview.tv. You can check out the 4 streams like I am here.
Man, my legs are heavy already.
You can go full screen on there. Here's an awesome view. Jason Flores providing very high quality video here. We appreciate Jason doing that streaming for us. He is in this men's front group. Good sweat going already. That men's group is coming up to a little dig uphill here in a minute. And we'll make sure we get back to them for that action. With Jason, we also have June Mizutani, who has got a good looking stream going there as well. June will be pedaling hard here, and I look for him to stay in this front group for a majority of the race. For the ladies, we have, it looks like Liz Rice
I would imagine.
over there streaming, as well as we've got a little bit of Akibe over there. Hello to you guys over at Mixer. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate you guys chatting there. It'll bump up to a little higher quality here and see if we can see. Did not look like Akibe was on his rollers today. I'm not seeing the bike sway a little bit, so... Oh, there, he's moving a little bit side to side. So... Oh, there, he's moving a little bit side to side. I believe he is on his rollers again today.
Push it, that's good.
So here we can check out Sadeo, Akibe, and video looks a little better there when I get it down to one screen. But you can see Sadeo there stamping away on the pedals. So let's jump over to the men's and up into Trafalgar Square here. Not pushing super hard here, I'm surprised. Getting up here toward the front. We're gonna see a few guys go orange numbers maybe up here. Nobody pushing too hard. Vitor, Mateus, lives. But we're not seeing this really explode like we normally do. Today we are doing 2 laps of the London Loop, so we are going to do 2 box hill climbs. For those of you not familiar with this course, it is a 15 kilometer or 9 or so mile loop. It has a hill on it that this front group will do in about 6.5 minutes. For the men, the ladies will probably be closer to a 7-minute climb. And they'll be coming up on that climb here shortly. One thing I wanted to bring up to you guys, I had mentioned with Justin Wagner is out of the race today. Justin was doing a little outdoor racing this weekend, and he had a little mishap in his outdoor racing. So we wish Justin a good recovery there. He has some that he sustained there. Good morning, Martin. How you doing? We can give you a little view of some information Justin provided to us. We got the racing going. Keep the racing up here on side by side. And if you look here on the left-hand side of the screen, Justin here is racing hard in a stage race that he did this weekend, and this is the interesting. The Team ODZ jersey, and this is Justin's leg here and his front wheel just going over the shoulder of a rider on the ground. And the aftermath of that is this is Justin's helmet. Thankfully he helmet and it protected him. There was no head injury, so that is definitely a blessing. The bike did not fare so well with a nice busted fork there, and then we've got Justin here recovering. I believe we have a broken shoulder and elbow maybe. So yeah, get well to Justin. Sorry to see that. I think if I know Justin in the league starting next week, he is relegated to indoor riding for a few weeks now, at least while he heals. So I would expect him to still get in on some of our racing here. So, get well to Justin. Hopefully the bones heal and the new bikes are plentiful for Justin. So, good morning to Frank Deal over there at Facebook. Thanks for dropping in, Frank. Thanks for the host over there, Sword and Keyboard. You guys over at my own Mixer channel, Twitch channels, we thank you guys for jumping in. Looks like the ladies race just got, I'm trying to find my mouse. The ladies race just got up into Trafalgar Square. And where is, having a little bit of mouse issues here. There, we got it. Had to get race, and it looks like it has stayed completely together here for the ladies. We have Grobler, Reese, Bering, Still, Cashmore, Rice all together on our live screens here. On our live screens, we have a view to the ladies race of Liz Rice right here. The men first, so let's get to the 3 screen so we can watch this. Men are in the upper right. We got Liz hammering in her pain cave in the lower left. Giving you guys a little bit of a view here of you can see Liz there working hard. Heartbeat of 160, cranking away to hold on to that pack. So good luck to Liz. Keep hammering there. We're going to keep an eye here on the men's race. Let's see, what do we expect to happen here without Justin in the race? That opens up the points a little bit. So as you guys know, the points are awarded here. Was it the 6 best finishes out of the 8 league races are the points that you earn toward the zone. Gets invited to the Perry Jones Sports Center for June 23rd, June 24th finale in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. So you can see that little flyer at the top of this screen. Got that live final coming up. That was just announced this last week. So that's some new exciting news here on stream. The official venue and dates are all released for the next final. Here we have Cameron Moss in the group with the men as well. If anybody has any guesses, Kai, it is straight up the hill. If anybody has any guesses for what the hill climb time will be here, throw. Let's see what you guys think the climb will be here. So far, it is a pretty tame climb. We're seeing numbers 5.5 or so here at the front of the group. That will produce a pretty fast climb, but we're not seeing any big sharp efforts. So that should keep things fairly calm. We are watching Cameron Moss while we've got the men's in the upper right hand side of the screen here, keeping an eye on the front of the group. Cameron is holding on here into this front pack, but he's starting to get gapped just a little bit off the back. See who else we have here. Akibe working hard. We've got some of the ladies racing here as well, and we can see the ladies race in the bottom right hand corner. Looks like Claudia's stream is frozen up for us. She was attempting to stream here for us, so I think Liz will be our only ladies. Starting to see a little bit of gap in the men's group. We've got G Hughes from Team Draft rolling off the front here a little bit. Mizutani is holding on into the group. Frank Deal says a 6:31. So here we got a little action going on in the men's race. G Hughes getting to the front of the race, holding over 400 watts. This is definitely a pain situation here. Mizutani chasing contenders, holding 6 watts per kilogram. We're seeing a lot of get well soons to Justin out there. We appreciate that, guys. It's a great community we've got here with Zwift. We appreciate everybody supporting one another there. Ooh. 610. I've seen a 630, a 631, a 555 from Board Pilot. We'll see here. Team Draft pulling off the front here, and McQuaid is his teammate. McQuaid is in this pack as well. If we slide back just a little bit, we'll start seeing this gap go. You can see here Tex Divine, who is leading the B bracket in this zone right now. And a few others, in Scott and Moeda, also falling off. Flores is just holding on to this group, and we do have a view of Jay. Just holding on to that front group, and you know he is suffering some serious suffer right now. So look at this face of J Flow, working hard. Heartbeat 173, 73, suffering to stay on here. You can see there on the right hand side of the screen, Jason has got a really cool overlay going on his. Those are actually the live standings from the CVR World Cup website of J Flow creating his own little overlay there to kind of give you an idea where he's at in the race, give you a little something different into his stream. We're back here to the live men's race. We are on J. It looks like we have about 16 riders now. Akibe is the last rider in this group. They have a 5-second gap on the riders chasing, and I think we're going to solidify this at about 18 riders over the top, which is a large group, but they do not have a big gap on this pack behind them, and there is some potential for a chase here if any of these guys behind can get a group going. We'll see if anybody works hard here up at the front. So dropping in here to the front group, we'll see what the times are across the top. In the ladies race, we'll go a little bit of side by side here because we don't want to miss them. So we've got men on the left, we've got ladies on the right. Holding on to Grobler's wheel Looks like Liz Rice is fell victim to this hard push on the climb. Liz is just about 6 seconds back, settling into her own pace up the climb. And here we come up to the box hill. We are up the climb now, and let's see what our times come down as. Who was the closest? We had some guesses at 6:10, 6:30, 6:31, 5:50. 6:37. Nope. There we go. 6:21. So that is a fast climb. So here we go with the guys. We got Matt Johnson for the win from Johan Wallstrom over there at CycleView chat as well. Thanks for chatting with us, Johan. Here is another breaking point at the top of the hill, and you look at all those orange numbers at the right-hand side of the screen. Mizutani, Matt Johnson, Kai Akibe. This is a place where if you get off the back here, now look at these guys struggling at the back. This can be trouble. We can watch. We may be. Noriki, which is a name I am not familiar with, is the very last rider in this group, and look how much it is stretched out here. I believe some of these Asian riders here at the back, we have 3 or 4 at the back, and I think this may be all she wrote for these guys. 3 seconds, and then you've got another 5 seconds up from them. So Hughes is here as well. Now Hughes was leading them up this climb. So this is a big loss here for McQuaid if he can't get his teammate Hughes back. So is anybody at the front doing work? They dropped off, guys. They dropped off 5 riders on that attack. That was a hard attack over the effort by whoever was leading that up. I did see Matt Johnson and a few of those guys at the front going really hard there to break that apart. And if Hughes wanted to get back in this and do any work for his teammate Mizutan or McQuaid, he's gonna on the downhill. It is so hard to catch a pack on the downhill with the way that the draft works. There's such a big blob going on here. And guys, this is an awesome view here. Check this out. I clipped over to it right when it kind of bounced out. Jason with that mouth open, that jaw unhinged, just trying to get all the that he can, working so hard to get up over that climb and stay with that front group. Still struggling to get all that oxygen in. Is still chasing, but they are 16, 17 seconds back now. I think this is it. I think there is a group of... Looks like we're looking at a group of 12 riders up the road. They came over through the with 18 riders. They dropped 6 riders off on the kicker. So lesson learned, any of you racers out there, never let your guard down at the top of the hill. Always expect an attack. And critical moments like that in a race will catch you off guard sometimes. When you assume that the race is going to get easy, somebody else knows that the race, that you're going to make that assumption and can exploit that. Tactic, that was a good move by whoever was at the front of the group doing the attack there. And it caught a few guys off guard at the top of the hill. I'm really surprised that they did come across with that big of a group. We're getting some comments that, yeah, surprised that they come across the top of the hill with that big of a group. That climb was definitely fast. Okay, here goes Matt Johnson attacking again at the front of the men's race, and we'll see if we can break. Every single one of those top 12 are going orange numbers now. They normally don't dig that hard out of the tunnel there. And this can be another spot of bother here. Nate Scott may fall into trouble here. The tunnel does not stop when it gets flat. The tunnel stops, and your effort should stop when you accelerate. back up to speed. So another free racing tip for you guys out there. I'm going to train all you guys so you can come out and beat me race after race. Give you secrets. The hill is not over when it goes flat. The hill is over when you get back up to speed. So always remember that when you race. You can make a lot of guys burn matches if you accelerate over the top of those hills. So here we go. Team ODZ in a good position here. Jason Flores, Nate Scott, Matt Johnson sitting at the front of this group. A lot of ODZ jerseys in here if we do a little looking around. Team draft is isolated now with just McQuaid. Hughes is still back there chasing. He is not giving it up, but he is going solo. 10 seconds back. We're going to watch Hughes here. There's not much going on in this group, so we're going to keep an eye on Hughes. And let's check the status of the ladies group. They are just going through the KOM themselves. 8:26 for the climb for the ladies. 4 of them climbed together. Looks like M Still and Liz Rice were the victims of the first climb for the ladies. Do a little looking around here in the ladies pack and see if we can check out some heart rates. We've got a 173 on Claudia. We have Terry Cashmore at 157, E-Reese at 185. So all of these ladies working super hard. I know Claudia can beat a little higher than that, so not necessarily comfortable here. Has more to give if she needed to on that hill, I believe. So we'll see what they do for the next round of this hill. So they are halfway through this race, and they are going over here at the men's race, and they have a whole nother loop of what we just watched to do again. Hughes, you can see here, still putting on the chase, trying to get back his team draft. This is a big chase for him. He's only 4 seconds for him. He's only 4 seconds back now. You can see just ahead of him, you can see that pack, and he is working his tail off to get back to them. Behind him, you can see quite a bit of riders spread out, and then another pack back. See a group of riders that may start picking up some momentum and getting some people in with them to move forward. But I think Hughes is going to get back in this pack, but has he burned too many matches to do any work for his teammate once he gets there? After he has had to do this 5+ watt per kilogram chase to get back to it. And this chase is not over yet. Let's slide up here at the front. See, we have a few riders on the front of this pack still going hard. Matt Johnson and C-Day. These guys are still going 5 watts per kilogram up here. And they're actually stretching out the front of this pack. And you can see just that dot back there in the distance. Hughes is about 10 seconds back from them. 10 seconds back from them. They may still finish Hughes off here. And there it is, 0. I think Hughes has said, I've had it. That's it. This is what it's like to blow up on course. You get so close, but sometimes looks like Hughes is throwing in the towel. Went to 0 watts per kilogram. His legs have quit, and he is going to sit back and cheer for his teammate now. So in like a Kibe, you have Mizutani in here, you have Mizutani in here. Those are going to be our big contenders from. You can see the suffer on his face there at 173 heartbeat. Sadeo is working hard just to sit in this pack at this point. These guys are working the guys over really hard here. Ikibe on his rollers in Japan. Just got a message from one of the ODZ guys in the race, and he says, so thanks ODZ for supporting the stream and interacting with us. And there you have it, guys, firsthand from inside the race. One of the riders informing the commentators that if I have anything to say about it, he is not. It looks like they pretty well finished him off. So good job to the ODZ guys. heads up racing there from a team perspective. Do not let your opponent get his teammate back. So, well done, Team ODZ. Racing smart as always. So, getting some questions over at the Mixer space. Thanks for coming in and joining us, guys. How do you play is one of the questions. So, most of these riders are on some sort of smart trainer or a power meter type device. And here is a rider playing the game. In this case, Sadeo Akibe is riding rollers, so he is on a bike, on a set of rollers where he's actually balancing the bike as well, and he has a power meter on his bike that communicates with the computer while he's riding. And let's go to 3 screens real quick here. In the upper right, you're going to see the men are going to go up this little kicker. So we'll keep an eye on that while we're giving you guys a view of a first person how the game works. We're going to go over to Cameron Moss here and see if we can. You can see here these guys working hard going up into Trafalgar Square in the upper right. It looks like the ladies, got a couple of the fearless ladies maybe struggling a little bit to stay on. Getting some cheers for McQuaid. But Cameron Moss here has a pretty good card. So this game can be played on, the game is called Zwift, Z-W-I-F-T. If you go check them out at Zwift.com. You can play it on PC, Mac, or iOS. And Apple TV. So those are your options as far as installation goes. To play or interact with the game, you need to have an ANT Plus or Bluetooth device that broadcasts power from your bicycle or your trainer to the game. And that's the basics to how you get set up. You also can set up with heart rate and things like that. But those are the basics of how you get set up and how you play the game. So on real bikes, every single avatar that you see is someone suffering, just like these live videos that I'm able to provide to you on the left-hand side of the screen. Every one of these guys is suffering like that in their home, in their pain cave somewhere, in order to move their avatars. There are no bots, there are no computer-generated avatars within the game currently. Seeing a little bit of a gap here, so guys, let's get back and make sure we're watching the race here. Got a couple guys off the front, C-Day and MZ. Going off the front, you can see that indicated in their name, +1S. After their name is a team designator for them. So these guys are teammates. Neither one of them are involved in the league themselves, so they are not going to take points away from the league riders. So my guess is the riders are going to let them go. There is no point in chasing someone who is not in the league. This is when I get to a point in the race where I say, basically, you can go up the road. I'm not going to burn the matches to stay with them. They're holding at 6 watts per kilogram. And essentially, they don't impact the league, which is what the goal of most of the riders that are here are going for. So, Mizutani, Akibe, and now, but we can go here. We can go to Zone C Male, and it is, click on standings. You can see here Justin Wagner, who we showed the race crash from a little bit ago. Justin is sitting this week out recovering. Wish him well. McQuaid, Akibe, Ortiz and Mizutani. Those are our 4 that are fighting it out here. So Ortiz, Mizutani, Akibe, McQuaid that are fighting it out here. So Ortiz, Mizutani, Akibe, McQuaid are the guys that we should be watching in the race today as far as who is in contention. So we'll keep an eye on those guys. And coming up as we come out of this tunnel, we will be coming up on the next hill. So it looks like the team draft member who does not have Hughes is not showing any team affiliation to draft, so it is unclear whether he is really a team draft member or not. But you can see it checking in over here at the ladies race before the men hit the hill, and we get occupied with them. Claudia, Reese, Reese, Bering, Cashmore, and Grabler are all still together. We've seen from time to time one or two riders fall a second or two behind in this ladies race, but they've been able to catch back on. Looks like they're all suffering proportionally pretty well. Grabler over a 180 heartbeat still, so definitely working hard. Claudia, you can see her heart rate has only dropped about 5 beats per minute. Terry Cashmore as well has only dropped about 8 or 10 beats per minute from the hill, so the ladies are dropping heart rate a little bit, but still very high heart rates for most of these ladies. Plus for everybody except for Cashmore.
Yeah, I saw that.
And remember, everybody has a different max heartbeat, so heartbeat is always relative. A 155 for me may be the same a bit of suffering as a 180 for you. So keep that in mind when looking at that. So the men are attacking the hill now. How does it work with the roller when you go uphill? Are there smart rollers? Stefano, that is an excellent question over there at Facebook. Thanks for sending that over. An excellent question over there at Facebook. Thanks for sending that over. A majority of the rollers are not smart rollers. So if you are on what we'll call a not smart trainer, often referred to as a dumb trainer, and this includes mag trainers, your simple bike trainers that don't interact with the computer. When you go up a hill like this, you need to know the terrain and you need to shift your gears appropriately and put out more effort to react to that incline, even though you don't feel that. These riders that may be like a Kibe, who is on rollers, when he gets to this incline, and we'll go check a Kibe out here, when he gets to this incline, he's going to pedal harder. He's going to shift gears and go faster on the pedal harder. He's going to shift gears and go faster on the rollers to apply more pressure, and his power meter is the one talking to it. There are a few companies, and I don't know them off the top of my head, but there are a few companies that do offer a smart roller option, but it's a pretty rare bit of kit out there to do smart rollers. So I don't know of anybody who rides anything like that, but I do know they exist. I would say over half of the riders at this point that are really active in racing are riding some sort of smart trainer. Not all of them. Some really good racers. Justin Wagner, who we've talked about a lot on stream here, I know is one that is riding. He's riding a Kurt Kinetic rock and roll trainer, I believe, just a standard quality, one of the best ones out there, and he uses a power meter for his power device. So I raced that way for a long time as well, and now I have a smart trainer. So Soren Bay is asking, am I commenting on the E-race later today? I am not, but somebody will be. Frank Garcia, maybe Beth York. They will all be in and out and around for the D, E, F, and G race. I may be back for the H race tonight. That's a little bit up in the air for me, but that's a possibility still. We may come back and talk a little bit during the H race. If my calendar works out today, and guys, we see him racing here up the hill. Make sure you hear Matt Johnson dropping off the back. What is going on with Matt Johnson here? This is not like him, but I think I know what he's doing here. Look at those two team affiliations right behind Matt Johnson on this climb. I think he's trying to help out some friends here. So I may drop into a race a little bit later today and do some racing. I'm not going for any league contention this season because of a personal conflict I have with so I'm not going to try to earn a spot to a finale that I can't go to. But I definitely have some friends and teammates that are racing that I'm going to be happy to help out. Guys, we need to hear some time predictions here. If you're watching this and you're paying attention to this and you're paying attention to the power these guys are putting out, I want some time guesses for the top of this hill. Let's just go faster or slower. Let's hear it. Are we going to go faster or are we going to go slower? These guys are putting out a lot of effort. It's definitely going to be a close time. McQuaid here for Team Draft. This is going to be a big race for McQuaid. So let's look at things from a points perspective. McQuaid is the only guy up here at the front that is part of the league. He's got a 2-second gap. He's got a 4-second gap on Mizutani, who's the next league racer. Akibe, who's the next league racer. Akibe is back more than a minute now. And I haven't seen Ortiz, so this could be a huge points day for McQuaid. We got a 6:12 guess. 6:30 board pilot. I'm getting confirmation that Hughes, who is chasing with Team Draft in his name, is not a Team Draft teammate from what we are seeing. So good to know. People can put whatever they want in their name. Maybe he's trying to find his way, get his foot in the door over there at Team Draft. So here we go, coming up to the top. Matsuki is still pushing off the front here with no heart rate though, so we're not going to follow along with that right now. With no heart rate, he will not be eligible for any awards at the end of the race, and we typically in the races try not to follow somebody's heart rate, as a heart rate is required in an A race to get any sort of result at the end. Oh, that's what I thought, guys. Oh, they smoked that climb. 6 minutes time for these guys. Unbelievable. Guys, thanks for dropping in over at Mixer and watching too. We appreciate you guys coming in. Okay, remember last lap. This little kicker here coming up, you can see it daunting, this daunting little kick coming up right in front of him. We dropped 6 guys out of a pack of 18 up this hill on the first climb. We're down to 3.5 or 4 miles from the top of this hill to start finish. So it is make or break time. You can see orange numbers going here. Day, Zay, McQuaid's gonna have to hold on. McQuaid and MC are the odd ones here. They are the only North America contenders, I think, in this one right now. McQuaid's got to fight hard to hold on here, or Mizutani's going to catch. There's only 17 seconds back to Mizutani. McQuaid needs to hold on to this draft here from a points perspective. He wants to stay with these riders, and he's got to dig to hold on to that draft.
Up and over, Nate.
Looks like he's at least held on to 2 of them. But then somebody's got to dig across this gap if they want to hold on to the +1S riders. Looks like they may let those +1S riders go on up the road, and Zaki and MC are going to stay together here with McQuaid. And Mizutani is by himself with Matt Johnson just a few seconds back, and I think they're going to stay spread out at this point. Thanks for the nice comments over there at Facebook, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in over there. So Mizutani here is a minute back. McQuaid looks like he's going to lock down the first place points for today as long as he can keep those legs spinning, and those are powered up to the end. Go over and check out the ladies race quick and see where we're at there. Here we have the ladies coming up the hill. Reese, Cashmore, Bearing all together off. Grobler is still up here as well. So 4 riders together at the front of the ladies race. They are just starting the hill climb, and we will stick with them for a minute here and see if there's any action there while we are floating around. Go. Checking out the men's race and see how things are shaping up with our live streams. Who do we have? Here we've got over here at Cycle View, Sadeo Akibe in the left-hand side of the screen, Liz Rice got over here at Cycle View, Sadeo Akibe in the left-hand side of the screen, Liz Rice in the right-hand side of the screen. You can see Liz rocking on that trainer. Liz is solo TT in this race, doing an awesome job. Keeping motivated, keeping the pressure on. Go to the 3 screen here so we can see if there's any action. Looks like Terry Cashmore is doing the work at the front of the ladies race right now, so we want to keep those off to the side. But excellent work here by Liz, staying on the gas and gonna finish the race out strong here. Other views we've got over here. Let's drop in Jason Flores here. Just a little bit off the lead of the men's race. We have Jason teaming up with teammate Nate Scott. They are coming into the finish themselves together. We've got the front pack of the men here together, and they are coming up to a critical point of the race. So we're going to jump back into the men's race here. They're all together at the front. The couple plus 1S riders that got off the front, they've gotten back to them. There's this dig out of the tunnel. Remember, the tunnel is not over when it goes flat. The tunnel is over when you get up to speed. So watch the acceleration over the top. Stay on the gas. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing. Get that speed up. Keep accelerating, keep accelerating. They are going away with orange numbers. There's a little bit of gap ahead of them. They're continuing to push. Those front 3 are still on the gas at 7 watts per kilogram at the front. This one may not come back to them. Looks like those three that were off the tail last time we were over here have fallen off again on that little dig out of the tunnel. So Zachy, MC, and McQuaid are going to be in the second group coming into the finish. We're going to stay here and we're going to watch a few sprints here at the end. Matsuki here at the front. Who do we have here? Matsuki, Z, and Day are all together here. Getting a nice sprint out of the 3 of them. So Joe Lillybridge, thanks for sharing over there at Facebook, says he had elite Kubo Digital B Plus Smart Resistance. So there you go, some some inside ride motion rollers using a smart trainer setup. So awesome work there. Day is going for the sprint here. We are on Day. We're looking over his shoulder. 559, 482 watts, pushing hard. Group of 4 of them here. Kai is a lap down, so we're going to ignore him pushing through here. But the other 3 are racing for it, and here we have Kai sprinting it out, leading it out. He is a lap down, but we're going to look over his shoulder and watch the racers as they finish. And here comes Z through the finish line. And here we got Zachy coming into the finish. MC just a little bit off. Looks like Zachy broke away from MC and McQuaid. McQuaid is going to sprint and see if he can get past. McQuaid is the big league winner for the day. That should be a full 1,000 points for McQuaid. You will get extra points if you do any streaming. Mizutani, I believe, was one of the key members doing the streaming today. Going to get some extra points for streaming there. Mizutani coming into the finish now solo. So, good for him. Nice finish. Going a little bit side by side here so we can watch the ladies race shaping up at the same time as we watch some of these men's finishers. Looking at the right hand side of the screen, you're going to see Claudia Bering has pulled away just a little bit from Terry Cashmore. And they have dropped off Grobler and Reese now. So Reese soloing up the hill with a 183 heartbeat. Got to make sure we don't lose the men's race. Going back to Flores now, coming close to the finish line. Reese with a 183 heartbeat, solo TTing up the hill, as well as Grobler with that 187. Oh, that's a lot of suffer. She is riding on the road, which means for me, you're getting close to the top of the hill. From this point on, it's like a little bit of a relief to see the riding on the road, because you know you've got about a minute of effort left to go to the top. So Terry Cat left to go to the top. So Terry Cashmore here is falling off of Claudia just a little bit. Claudia is pushing hard at the front. And here comes Nate Scott. Oh, did we lose the men? I think we lost the men. I'm going to try to go back and see if we can catch some of the men finishing here. There, we got a Kibe. Did we get a Kibe? I think if I grab a Kibe here, I can get back into the race. And we got a little lazy here. And here we've got some ODZ right finishing up the race together. Mateus, Boyko, Divine riding together. So Claudia is working hard here at the front. A 184 heartbeat. Hammering at the front. Claudia putting the hurt on the ladies for the second lap of the hill. So will Claudia beat their 8:30 climb time from the first round, or is she gonna...